back, everyone. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We'll share the show later on. My next guest is a newbie. I have with me Lee Ernst, and he's a real estate agent here. And I want you, first of all, welcome to the show. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you very much.
Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how long you've been doing what you do.
Sure. So I've been a real estate agent since 2005, and this is my second career. As a teenager, I thought I needed to do everything on my own, so I started a painting business that turned into a delivery business that grew into 2 warehouses and 6, 8 trucks, something like that.
Wow.
And then I just got tired of all of that and got my real estate license in 2005 and never looked back.
And how long have you been here doing that?
Only since COVID, so less than 5 years.
But that's hard to come into that at that time.
Well, especially, it's like starting all over again. It
Sure,
really is.
absolutely.
It's a tough one.
Talk about the market before we go into some of these questions. I just want you to talk about what's going on. Is it a good time, to buy or sell, or what? Tell us a little bit about it.
It's always a good time to be in the market. It doesn't matter if it's buy or sell, because it's kind of like stock market, dollar cost averaging. You never know. This could be a great year, like people are saying, or it could be a continuation of 2005, which means what? A lot of weird stuff going on, but at the same time, somehow the stock market has remained pretty good. But with the commercial side of my business, what I'm doing is we're getting a lot of triple net purchases, which is, go buy that Starbucks, go buy that Walgreens, go buy that Dutch Bros, and have maybe a 7% income off of that purchase. But if you're only putting 25% down, that could turn into 23% off your down payment. So it's not a bad way to kind of do things too. So there's some options out there. A lot of investors might not even know what the triple net properties are, so they need to reach out to me so I can enlighten them.
What's really nice too is that, you do both residential and commercial. Not very many agents do that.
Now, when I started in 2005, I actually had my second warehouse that I had to get rid of. And the first one, I realized I didn't like the way they worked, so I said, I'm going to get a license. One of these days, I'm going to do it better than them. And that kind of helped feed the fire to me to actually do that in 2005. And being a real estate agent who started doing mostly residential, even though I had my own commercial experience, I do notice that we have a code of ethics. We're realtors, which means we also have a code of ethics.
You should.
Not most commercial agents need to be a realtor. They don't necessarily have to abide by those type of laws. Like, we can get called to the board and get called out and get reprimanded and fined, where most of the commercial agents don't. So there's a little bit of difference between me and the rest of them.
So let's talk about the mortgage rates, okay, and what's going on with those and what you feel about them.
So the mortgage rates are very interesting, because I'm sure the lenders are tired of them getting asked, how come I'm not seeing any rate drops? We're still in those 6s. We still haven't reached those 5s, but we know that we keep hearing that they keep going down. So it doesn't necessarily correlate with the actual bottom line on the housing market, because the banks still run it. They know that, hey, we didn't make money for a long time, so we're going to keep these rates up here, and they can, because maybe now's the time that they're actually going to make money again. But at the same time, if you look back to the 2008 crash, every time there was a rate drop, the rates dropped with the housing market, and they followed. They don't need to do that anymore, and it's a difference, because there was almost a must-have to back in those days, because a lot of loans were coming due too, because there was a lot of 5-year ARMs, the adjustable rate mortgages, and then
they got kind of spoiled there for a little bit, right? Okay, so you got some success stories that you want to talk about?
I don't even know which one to talk about, but there's a lot of good success stories.
That's awesome.
In my career, I've actually had over 600 closings, which means I probably wrote 3,500 contracts to get 600 to close. It's that bad of numbers when you're a real estate agent. But that's a success story. I have great clients. I have a lot of car community people. I'm a car guy, so hanging out with the car garage and stuff like that.
That's
There's
cool.
a lot of excellent buyers in that community, and sellers too. So I go wherever I have to go.
He's both residential and commercial. He's located in Scottsdale, but works valley-wide. He does free market analysis for everyone. You can check him out. He's got a couple of websites. It's Lee, and Ernst is spelled ERNST. ERNST.com, so LeeErnst.com, or LEGcommercial.com as well. His phone number is 602-486-2255. So what would you say that sets you apart from some of the agents that are out there?
Oh, geez. Probably just the fact that I've been self-employed almost my entire working career. I had a couple jobs before and realized that I was one of those guys who had to do it myself. Even as a teenager, I hate to say it, but I was much more unruly as a teenager.
So, but listen, we're in this market here. There are so many people who don't know whether to buy or hold or stay or leave. But life happens, right? You might need to move for some reason because medical issues or something like that.
Yep.
It could be that your child ends up going to a different school in another area. Business-wise, there's so much business and real estate in that right now, hopping here in Arizona.
That's interesting you say that, because we do have mostly our either I have to move, that's really, there's that, but there's definitely not like it used to be where there was people wanted to move.
Right, now it's like I gotta move.
Yeah, if not.
Help me get out of here
You're just
soon.
not messing around with the market, because a lot of people are still afraid of the 6.25% rates. They don't have to, they still have a 3% rate, so it's kind of like holding us back. I mean, if the rates ever get into those 5s and 4s, I think we'll have a gold rush of everybody moving, because there's a lot of pent-up demand for sellers who would like to move, but they don't want to give up that 3% rate, which is it's okay. But when you have to move, we're here for you.
But you know something though, when the rates a long time ago, wait before the 80s, were high, like 8 and 9, and that was considered normal. That was considered great at that time. People don't realize that because they got so spoiled from the 3%.
Yeah, I have to remind people too, because I bought my first house in '96. That's how old I am. And back then it was 7%.
Yeah, and they just don't realize that.
But of course, the house is, your 3-bedroom, 2-bath house was $150,000 back in
today.
96.
Yeah, today it's
So
quite different.
It's a little brutal when you
But
have the
still,
rates.
there's no bad time.
No, it isn't. You got to do what you got to do.
Again, he is both residential and commercial. He's located in Scottsdale, but he works valley-wide. You do free market analysis. Tell him about that, what that looks like.
Yeah. We love going out and helping you price your house. I mean, if that's a thing that you're contemplating moving, call us up. We'll get you out. We'll get me out there and see what it's worth. And sometimes that either you're going to say, hey, that's not enough money for me to move. Then that's fantastic. Don't move. And a lot of times it kind of gets people off the fence. Maybe, maybe not. And it goes with the commercial stuff too. And commercial stuff's a lot harder to price, but I do my homework pretty thorough, and we'll get you into the right ballpark.
Now, again, that phone number to call him is 602-486-2255. His website is Lee, L-E-E, and then Ernst, ERNST.com, or you can also go to LEGcommercial.com as well. What for everybody? I know that we're leaving already. It's already done.
Time's already up.
Yeah, but what would be your final words for everybody out there? What would you like to say to them?
Final words. Wow.
Talk about business.
Yeah. We're going back to this. If you have to move, you have to move. And if you're a business owner and you're looking to expand, you got to do it, right? Because if you don't, what are you going to stay idle in this small cramped up spot, or you have to move?
Right.
We're here for you, and that's great. We'll help everybody with that.
Doing that market analysis, if you're on the fence and you don't know, have that done. I think that's the first thing to do, is have that done. Find out where it is, right?
What it's worth.
What is it worth?
Yeah.
And what do I have to do to sell it and get the most that I can from it? Do you help people with that as well?
Of course. I actually have a staging certification as well. I've got too many certifications, just so you know.
Well, you can check him out on his website, which is Lee, L-E-E, and then Ernst is ERNST.com. His other one is legcommercial.com because he is both residential and commercial. He is located in Scottsdale, but he works valley-wide. I think the best thing for everybody to do, especially right now, get that market analysis, find out how much that property is worth. Again, that phone number to call him is 602-486-2255, Lee, LEEERNST.com or legcommercial.com.